Live from Washington, D.C. on Constitution Avenue, welcome to the National Memorial Day Parade. Please welcome the 300-voice Memorial Day Festival Chorus under the direction of Cindy Petty.
The parade is always led by a riderless horse, meant to be a solemn moment honoring those who have died in service to our country and reminding us of the true meaning of Memorial Day. We are honored to welcome the Ceremonial Honor Guard, consisting of marching platoons from each branch of the armed services. These platoons are under the Order Joint of Force Headquarters, National Capital Region, Military District of Washington.
Hello, I'm Major General Jeff Buchanan, Commander, Joint Force Headquarters, National Capital Region, and the United States Army Military District of Washington. On behalf of all the men and women in the United States Army and the entire Joint Force serving in the National Capital Region, I'd like to welcome everybody to Washington, D.C. and this year's National Memorial Day Parade. Today, we honor and remember American service members, ordinary men and women performing their duty who died while in military service. We vow that their sacrifices shall never be forgotten. These fallen heroes share a special heritage and common bond of courage and selfless service with today's military. We're proud to represent our nation's military in today's parade and ask that on this special day, you remember all of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen serving in Afghanistan and around the world. Enjoy today's parade.
And welcome to Constitution Avenue right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. for the American Veterans Center's 8th Annual National Memorial Day Parade presented by Boeing.
Well, the Fifes and Drums of Yorktown is brought to us by the Military Order of the Purple Heart Service Foundation, a nonprofit organization whose primary purpose is to serve the needs of our wounded and disabled veterans.
I'm Jim Roberts, president of the American Veterans Center, sponsor of the 7th Annual National Memorial Day Parade held here in our nation's capital.
Boeing's a big sponsor for this. Why and what all do you do to make it happen?
Well, this is very important to us. And the 60,000 employees that support our defense businesses, every day they rededicate themselves to building the machines that help these men and women carry out their missions and get them safely back home.
Many thousands more have been injured and wounded. We should remember their sacrifice, of course, not just on Memorial Day, but each and every day. The Warriors are representatives of the Wounded Warrior Project.
This next float commemorates the 21st anniversary of the Gulf War. It is brought to us by the state of Kuwait. Among the parade's earliest supporters, the people of Kuwait wish to convey their deep appreciation for those who served and those who fell in the fight to liberate their country.
Portions of today's parade are brought to you by the Washington Examiner, your local newspaper with a broader view of the world. American Airlines, the official airline of the National Memorial Day Parade. PenFed is proud to support our military veterans and families for the sacrifices they have made for our nation.
So tell me, John, you made this transition from the U.S. Air Force Reserves, and now you're working at the railroad. What is that like? What was that transition like for you?
Well, it was pretty effective and pretty easy, actually, because one thing I want to comment about CSX is their support of the Guard and the Reserve.
America's freight railroads have been hiring veterans and serving our country in times of war. Early West Point grads helped lead the U.S. rail industry's formation, and Civil War veterans were there to connect our nation by rail from coast to coast.
The Boeing Company is proud to be the presenting sponsor of today's Memorial Day Parade and to salute the brave men and women on active duty. A special thank you to the Association of American Railroads and American Airlines, the official airline of the parade, for their support.